G'day everyone, in this short tutorial I'm going to run through the new .au domain names that have just been released in Australia, and I'm going to give you a bit of insight as to whether they're right or wrong, good or bad, and whether or not you should consider getting them or just leaving them. Stay tuned. G'day folks, Matt from Tradie Web Guys here, and I'm coming at you today with a short video just in relation to the new .au domain names that have been released by our friends at AUDA. Now, of course, the Australian Domain Administration has, in their infinite wisdom, released a .au extension, which, as many of you know, we've been running in Australia off a .com.au for a long time, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's been working great. Many may argue, well, you know, A to Z right around the world, from, I don't know, Andorra right through to Zimbabwe, they all have their own extensions. Yet in Australia, we haven't. We just have the .com.au. But I suppose the real question is, when we're so heavily invested in the .com.au ecosystem, is this essentially a necessity, or is this just a cash grab? The reality and the argument, I suppose, from Outer is, you know, it's a simpler domain, and that's pretty much all I could find in relation to, you know, the reasons why this has been launched, apart from the fact that everyone else has one, which doesn't really fly. The reality, I think, is, and you know, there's a lot of content out there as to why you should get it, and the reality is, unfortunately, now that it has been released, I feel like we kind of do have to get it, not because we want it, but because the reality is, if we don't secure these extensions, then somebody else might be able to. Now, if you do hold the .com.au domain and the or the .net.au or the .org.au domain name currently, then you do get a priority in the space of claiming your .au. And if there is a contention there with yourself having, say, the .com.au and someone else having the .org.au, then it basically goes to an auction. Now, and as ridiculous as that sounds, basically that's an even bigger cash grab. In truth, I think the whole thing is a bit of a scam. There's no real arguments or data that supports why .au domain would be any more beneficial to us as business owners as what we currently have with the .com.au. However, I very reluctantly and regrettably say, well, we should be getting the .aus because it prevents someone else from getting them. In the interest of protecting our intellectual property, unfortunately, this seems like it's become a bit of a necessary evil. What I would probably recommend and suggest off the back of this is that it is kind of making the .com.au domain names less valuable. I won't say less relevant, but I will say less valuable. So you can probably stop going around claiming your .com.aus. Of course, off the back of this, there's going to be a lot of repercussions and a lot of ramifications in the space of what it means from a marketing perspective. And in truth, from an agency owner's point of view, there's probably going to be a lot of green, a lot of, you know, work that comes out of trying to fix up these, you know, mistakes that have come from this whole domain name registration and so on and so forth. But I don't agree with it. And as much as, needless to say, I think it is a cash grab. I'm not happy with it at all, and I can't find any supporting information anywhere for anyone that says anything even remotely interesting or justified to oppose it. So anyway, if you do not yet have your .au domain name, you can claim it a number of ways. Again, wherever you hold your domain currently, probably the easiest way is just to jump in there and get them to do it, because if that is registered, wherever that is registered, you will almost immediately be able to claim that. If you've got it registered in your GoDaddy or your TPP or whatever it might be, just log in there and try to register the .au. It will normally take about a day. We've been doing a lot for our clients lately. Not a complicated task, but again, you know, when you look at there being close to or over 3 million Australian registered domain names, for them to be able to charge 11 or 12 bucks or whatever it is, 20 bucks for a .au extension, of course, that is a huge income revenue stream for them, a big boost, you know. So anyway, it is what it is, I suppose. That's all from me. Go claim your .au domains, I guess, very reluctantly. Ciao.